right, let's go. We tried to tell you. We tried to tell you. I wish I had the comments from the early one. Foxy was right. Foxy was right. Tottenham's rhymes with right in British slang. Huge day today. Unbelievable performance. Tottenham ran off the pitch by United. Wasn't even a game. It was embarrassing. I'll be honest, it was Conte terror ball at its finest. The only thing they tried to do in the whole game was counterattack. They couldn't even do that. They were awful. Manchester United absolutely should have won 6-0, 5-0. Absolutely dominated the game. It was never a game.
I called it. You have no faith in your team.
I just don't like to bet my team because if they lose, like, dang, I thought they would play well. They played so well in the weekend, man, and they just didn't get a result. But today, I mean, I was just pretty frustrated in the first half because they weren't leading. But as soon as Fred scored that fluky goal, sometimes it just takes a fluky goal to get your season going too. Like, they were just, oh man, they did everything. Lloris had like 5 saves in the first half. They were battering them, and then they finally scored. Look at that. Georgia stayed up 14-0 already. Wow. That line was App State -9 before the game.
Yeah, that's definitely an interesting one.
Yikes. And look at the line now. Georgia State -7.5.
Man, I had the Phillies first 5, and in the 5th inning, they gave up like 6 runs. I couldn't believe it. Just absolute bad beat.
Let me see that. I didn't see that. I was just watching the score. Look at the Breezes, man. Halftime. This game was low scoring, and all of a sudden, man, I have what do I have? John Morant to score like 20+ points.
The Grizzlies are too good, though.
Where's Morant? 15 minutes. What's he got? 18 points. So I got him to score like 20. So like, yeah, let's go. Yeah, they're good. I think they're very good. You know, the Knicks aren't bad. You know, Randall's can score. Brunson's all right, but you know, I think
Julius Randle's a problem for them. He was a big issue last year just with his attitude. He really threw the team off. I don't think they're going to be good until they unload him. But the thing is, they signed him to such a big contract, and nobody wants him because he's not really worth the money.
Yep, that's right. It's crazy right now.
But yeah, they got it. If they can be good, they just got to let the young guys shine. Like put Quentin Grimes out there with RJ Barrett. Like they traded for Cam Reddish last year, and then they never even played him. Like the whole point was RJ Barrett played at Duke with Cam Reddish.
Man, the Raptors are down by 112 points at halftime. Your bet looks a little bit shaky right now.
Good thing they already paid that one out to me.
I'll be depends. I don't know what channel that game is on.
Yeah, I didn't like the Raptors tonight. I took them plus 130. I think it got up to like 134 the spread or whatever with the spread the love thing. But
that's crazy. I love those things, man. It's like it's so great.
Yeah, or even just the ones where it's like Leafs to take a shot on net. Well, I'm like, well, if the Leafs are favored to win the game, they're gonna have to score. To score, they're gonna have to take a shot on net. So.
Yeah, exactly.
When was the last time you saw a hockey team not get a shot on net in a game? Like, it doesn't happen.
So I don't have TNT with my. I have it with my IPTV, I guess. I have ESPN, so like, I might tune into that Dallas Phoenix game a little bit.
That'll be a good one.
Yeah, I think it'll be all right. See what this is. Yankees, Houston 1-1.
2 guys on base for the Yankees right now, I think.
And the Yankees were huge. They were plus 170.
Yeah, because you had Verlander starting, and the Yankees had to travel to Houston after playing last night. But sometimes rest hurts in the MLB.
Yeah, yep. I didn't really like that game. I was just gonna stay away. Who else won today? Southampton beat Bournemouth. Chelsea's terrible.
Oh, that was awful.
Atrocious.
Didn't Gallagher get injured in like the 20th minute?
Yeah, yep. I think that was big because Pulisic stinks, man. I don't want to from these U.S. fans. He's terrible.
That's what I mean. I was dying when you said that because I was actually going to
So
respond. I was going to be like, he doesn't think so. He thinks he should be a starter on this team.
but every time it's just like I see these commercials and I'm just like, dude, like this guy's like if he can't start on this team, who's he starting for? Like, oh, he wants to be sold to somebody. Like, all right, maybe go back to Dortmund or something.
You know what? He could be a starter in Italy.
Maybe in Dortmund or one of these Bundesliga teams. Like he's right there.
Did you see your Ronaldo today, man? They didn't even put him on the bench, and then he walked off.
He was on the bench, but they didn't bring him in. They didn't.
No. He wasn't on. Like he was at the game, but he wasn't. I don't think he was on the bench. I got a notification from Bleacher Report that was like Ronaldo snubbed, not even put on the bench in the game.
He was on the bench.
Oh, was it? I don't know.
Yeah.
What's Bleacher Report saying then? Like they sent me this whole notification about how Ronaldo snubbed, and then after the game, they sent me another one that was like he walked down the tunnel with 15 minutes left or something.
Like in the 89th minute.
Okay, and they're exaggerating. Like, oh my god, Bleacher Report. Anything to tell a story.
Bleacher Report, they're so it's like 90% of their work is fiction. It's like the UK media at this point. Like it's so crazy. Like they just make stuff up.
Yeah, because I was like, what? He just left 20 minutes to go? That's ridiculous.
89th minute. I mean, he's like threw a hissy fit and walked out. Like what? Like it's fine. Like he shouldn't. Like what? If they brought him in, it would have slowed the whole play down. Like there's no need for it. Anthony, like first of all, Sancho. What am I gonna bring up? Sancho was terrible. Rashford wasn't, he opened stuff up. He just can't score. But like, who's he? I guess he was mad because Alanga came on before him, but he slows the play down, man. He's not. I just don't know where he would have played. He wouldn't have done anything today. Like he slows the whole play down. They were really, really, really good today without him, and I don't see a way back for him at this point because he's acting like a baby, and he's not like. It's ridiculous. The other thing is, if you see Raphael Varane in the lineup right now, and you're a bettor, Manchester United is 8-0 this year when Varane plays. Starts, I guess. I don't know if it starts or plays. He's 8-0 when he starts, and they've only allowed like 2 goals or something like this. It's ridiculous. When he plays, they don't give up goals and they don't lose. So if you see him in the lineup on Saturday against Chelsea. That'll be big. And now for United, I mean, I looked at this. I hate how this is.
Didn't you say something about if Fred came on the pitch, you guys were gonna lose or something like that?
Yeah, he actually played out of his mind today. I guess he can play against these teams that are going to sit back, but
I guess he heard you.
Yeah. Finally listening to me. Finally, they play Chelsea here, in London, and then they play West Ham Villa, and Fulham. So they're going to go full London in the next month here with it, just playing every London team. If they can get 3 wins from these games, all of a sudden they're probably. Well, first of all, if they can win this weekend, they'll move ahead of Chelsea, so they'll be top 4. And
so that's actually a huge match for them then.
Yeah, and they're a match behind. They have a match in hand on Tottenham. So now, all of a sudden, if they can win 3 out of 4 here, I think they're going to be somewhere in the top 4. I would say 3rd.
All 4 of those teams have a match in hand of Tottenham. Tottenham's not in a good position right now.
Yep, so does Liverpool as well. I would actually say right now, if I had to predict the final table, I would say I think Newcastle finishes ahead of Chelsea. I think Newcastle has a chance to finish ahead of Chelsea. Chelsea's going to spend a lot of money in the winter. They're already looking to buy everybody.
Yeah, with their new owners, got to impress, right?
So
just bought the team.
So that's going to be interesting. If they do that, they could be a decent play. But when you start looking at some of these future plays here,
and you know what? If he treats Chelsea anything like he treats the Dodgers, maybe Chelsea does have a turnaround in the wintertime.
Yeah. Yep.
That's one guy who does spend money.
Yeah, Dodgers spend money like crazy.
Can't blame anything on the owners don't spend money for that. That's for sure.
Manchester United now plus 175 to finish top 4. I don't know where those top 6 odds went. Newcastle plus 600 to finish top 4. Liverpool's still third choice at minus 286 to finish top 4, which is a little crazy to me, but it is worth it. So there's a couple games tomorrow in the Premier League. Fulham against Aston Villa. Steven Gerrard is still the manager, but it looks like he won't be the manager. So that's actually good news for people if you want to bet Fulham here, because that guy's, they know he's out. They know if they lose, he's out. So they could be tanking here.
I actually liked Fulham in this one. You're getting a juicy plus 180 for a team that scores a lot of goals and is going to be playing at home. Plus, they're getting Mitrovic back for this game.
Yeah, Mitrovic is plus 135 to score.
I don't think he played in the last game, too. He was injured. So
yeah, that's probably my favorite bet of the day. This Leicester Leeds game, Leicester should win, but they're just not any good.
I kind of want to take an over in that one because I know Leeds scores. Leicester's defense is awful, and Leicester's always good for a few goals at home. But Leicester burned me last week in their last match. They tied 0-0 with Crystal Palace. Now, that's probably more on Crystal Palace. They actually are a pretty decent team. Leeds here, though, man, they give up a lot of goals on the road. And Leicester, we know, it's just terrible. Gives up a ton of goals in general that they score when they're at home. So I don't know. What is the?
Yeah, I don't really like that game. That's not my favorite game of the day. I think Fulham actually gets a result here. I think Fulham at plus 180 is pretty interesting. They come to your house.
Oh, you can hear that?
Oh yeah, it's right outside your door.
It really is, man. I live I live like probably 2 blocks down from a police station, so all night it's like ambulances, fire trucks, you name it.
Probably that's why you're always up. This game tomorrow, this Europa League game is interesting. Arsenal at minus 205. And you see the over-under at 3.5 here. That's pretty high.
Yeah, it's a steep one, and I don't know. There's not a lot of value in this match because Arsenal's a huge favorite. Like you said, you got to take basically the 3 or 3.5 line if you want the total.
It's interesting because that Arsenal at over 2.5 goals is plus 148, and PSV at over 1.5 goals is plus 235. So, to get the over 3.5, you'd think one of them has to go over. One of them definitely does. So it could be. I think Arsenal is a better team, but Gakpo is pretty good, and Arsenal's defense is a little dodgy sometimes. Jesus is even money to score. Gakpo's 325 to score. Whew, man, that's pretty good. Luke de Jong. Once again, someone's scoring here. If they're gonna get to the point, Xavi Simons, he's a good player as well. Came from PSG. Gakpo, hopefully we sign him, and he was begging to come to United, and they didn't want to sign him. It's because they used all their money on Anthony, but hopefully they bring him in the winter window because he's a stud. This kid scores goals every game. But yeah, that's an interesting game. -1 Asian handicap for Arsenal is -122. It might be worth a shot. I think Arsenal is going to score some goals here. Obviously, they have to see the standings. I think that they're both at. Yeah, Arsenal can qualify here 12. So Arsenal can qualify with a win because they'd be 8 points clear of Bodo, and Europa League seeded, I think, anyway. So they're definitely going to be seeded. So they would basically be done, and then wouldn't have to send anybody to Holland next week. They play. Arsenal play this Sunday. Arsenal plays at Southampton, big win today, and then next week Arsenal plays Nottingham Forest. So, man,
weak schedule.
Arsenal's like, it's crazy, man. This is just like how Manchester City wins their titles, man. They get all their good games postponed, and like they play all the bums around like the European games, and then I mean that's a City. Look who City plays around Europe.
Well, Arsenal did play United and Liverpool, if you want to count those.
Like City's got. Who does City have this weekend? City's got Brighton on Saturday, who can't score a goal. Then they have a European game. Then they play Leicester. Then they have a European game. Then they play Fulham, who they didn't think was going to be any good. So, like, come on, man. It's so, we don't want to talk about conspiracies and stuff. But, if you're trying to bet these teams, like, those are the team. When you come back and you have hard games from, when you come back from Europe, like, Liverpool has Nottingham Forest this week. Then they have the European game. Then they have Leeds, European game. And then they got Spurs. Like, that's not, and Spurs have a European game as well. So, like, it's crazy, man. Let's see who, man. And then after Christmas or after the break, City gets Leeds, probably Leeds again, and then Leeds again. Oh, Chelsea. How about that?
That's a decent one.
Yeah, there's some decent games here. This January 2nd, I think, Arsenal Newcastle. That's a tough game for Arsenal. Liverpool's got to go to Brentford. Chelsea's got to go to City. Spurs got Palace. United has Bournemouth. All right. Saturday, January 14th. Man, all right. That's when I got to be over in Manchester. Anyway, so, yeah, it's, I don't know. I do like Arsenal -1 there a little bit. That's the only obviously the makeup game for the Queen dying. You like any of these other games in the Coppa Italia or the Spanish League here?
No, you know what? The Spanish League, I don't know. These games are weird. Like Girona and Almeria, those are literally two like La Liga 2 teams playing each other. The Barcelona Villarreal could be interesting. Villarreal's a pretty good team in my opinion. And
how about your Cadiz today?
I've tried to warn, who was it? Abdi. I tried to warn them. Betis wasn't gonna. And they're I don't know.
I took them out of my parlay. I parlayed Real Madrid -1.5, Bayern Munich -1.5, and Liverpool money line. So I won my parlay for it was like.
And you know what? I think he lost with Freiburg too because they went to extra time for that.
Freiburg lost. Yeah, I don't even know if they won or not.
Yeah, they did win in the extra time, but there was some interesting. I think Paderborn beat Werder Bremen 5-2 in penalties.
Yep. Dortmund won 2-0, but that line was so high. Stuttgart beat Bielefeld 6-0. I mean, that's just a game I thought that would be closer. You know what? The guy Rick Fortenbaus comes on sometimes, has Celtic. Every week he does Celtic, Rangers, PSG, and Bayern Munich. So I don't know if did PSG play yesterday.
I mean, those are 4 dominant teams.
Yeah, that's.
I don't think Ligue 1 is playing during this.
They're not playing this week. Yeah,
they're not. They don't care too much. I guess they're like, we'll make up the schedule later. It's fine.
Yeah. So did
That's
you look
the
at
French way? I guess.
Did you look at this? I'm sure you looked at your football team.
Oh man, I don't even know what to make of this game. So the Saints have all these guys out.
Yeah, the Cardinals -2. I don't understand this line, to be honest. The Saints have a lot of guys out, like you said. I like the Cardinals a little bit here, but it's probably going to be like 12-9 again.
It's because the Cardinals, like every week, they're hit or miss. They've lost. They have like the longest losing streak at home. I think they've lost 8 or 9 straight at home, going back to last season. So terrible home team. But they're getting Hopkins back for this game. So
yeah, that's true.
And they just picked up Robbie Anderson from Carolina. So
yeah, Kyler Murray to score +160. Zach Ertz. I think. Let's take a look at the standings here. We got what are they? 3-3 or 2-4? 2-4. Yeah, I think they're going to start to turn it around. That division is like, I don't know. The Saints aren't any good either. It's an interesting. I just think that the Cardinals are better. I mean, obviously, and then with Hopkins back, I mean, that's just so big for them. You're getting them at -2. I think that's pretty decent odds. So,
yeah, they're probably gonna win, but it's like Man United for me.
You're not betting them.
I can't bet on the
I'll
Cardinals.
say I would bet them. The -134 is interesting on the money line. It just, I don't know. Maybe if they win by 1.
It's on prime time, so I'm actually gonna get to watch the game for once because it's always blacked out in my area. I literally got to watch it on Bet365 half the time. But it's one where I finally get to watch it on TV, and I'm probably just gonna be pissed off when they lose, so I'm not gonna bother throwing money at them.
What about some of these other? Do you anything for tomorrow for the college football or any of these other? There's not a lot of soccer games tomorrow. There's a few in Spain. Barcelona plays Villarreal, but once again, I don't really trust Barcelona. They're at -205. They're just not playing great. You have to lay -1. It's going to be -120. I don't know. I mean, do you? Osasuna Espanyol. Osasuna's actually been playing pretty well. Maybe take them, but any of those games interest you or not really?
Yeah, like I said, the one was like the La Liga 2 match basically, and then the Barcelona one I think is going to be interesting because Villarreal is actually going to be a test for them. If they struggle with Villarreal, that's going to tell me a lot about this team moving forward because they've been struggling a lot lately.
Yeah, I don't really like them, to be honest. I don't really like betting them because I don't think you can trust them at this point. I just don't, I don't know if you can trust them at this point. Sao Paulo plays Cortiba tomorrow.
Oh.
Sao Paulo is -215.
I didn't even realize there was Brazil. I guess there's also aren't the MLS playoffs tomorrow too?
Oh yeah, that's right. MLS playoffs, Union and the El Tráfico. Yeah, you know what? Let me look at that.
El Tráfico. That name just kills me every time I hear it.
It's interesting. The Union are -150, and you'd think they'd win here. But
didn't their goalie just win the award? I don't even know the name of the award, but he just got best goalie in the league. I'm pretty sure Andre Blake is his name.
Yeah, the Jamaican, right? Andre Blake wins goalkeeper of the year. Yep.
Yeah, he's a damn good goalie, man. He's been good for years. That's the whole reason why the Union have been so competitive the last few years is because Blake keeps them in games.
He's also in the MVP. The defender of the year was the Union player as well, Jacob Glesnes. I'm just gonna go back to what last week. Brad Friedel was talking about how the Cincinnati team has a lot of size. They got Miazga back from Chelsea and all this stuff. Like they have some size, and they haven't since they got Miazga back from the Premier League. Since they got him from the Premier League, they've only lost one game since July. Really low scoring games in the Prem today. Expected more. Good solid win for us. Yes, good solid win for you guys and for United. Good call, Foxy, on United. Cincinnati and draw is plus 120. It's tough because this Union team is really good and they've won a lot of games. And they score a lot of goals and their defense doesn't give up goals. Minus 150 is a little high for me. I don't really want to lay minus 150 in this game. And, the Asian lines, minus 0.75. Yeah, it's minus 110. But if they win 1-0, you only win half your bet. So I'm not really sure how you could bet this game. The over is really high, minus 165. Both teams' to score is high. I'm not really sure exactly how to bet this game.
Take Cincinnati plus a half if you think that there's a chance it goes to extra time, because if Cincinnati hasn't lost since July, or they've lost one since July,
they draw a lot.
They're gonna. That's what I mean. They're gonna defend, and we know the Union. Yeah, they're great at home, but they're more of a defensive team, I would say. Like they have the odd game where they blow a team out 7-1 or something like that, like they did to DC a few weeks back. But they're a team that now that it's coming down to the wire. This is the playoffs. They're gonna come with their best defensive effort. Same with Andre Blake, best goalkeeping effort. And if Cincinnati's going to play the same style, I think we're in for a 0-0, 1-1 kind of match, and then have it settled in extra time, maybe penalties.
The other game, the Trafico game, I think this LA could have won the league by 20 points if they Trundolo kind of kept his team. They rotated, they did this stuff. They didn't really need to do it, but now you got to imagine he's going with his best guys, and his best guys are way better than anybody else's best guys. And I know this is a rivalry game and blah blah blah, but like this LAFC team has to win this. Like they have to win this game.
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
It's minus 139, and I think they're if they could be in trouble in the next game against our Austin FC, but that's down the road. Austin plays Dallas on Sunday. But yeah, LAFC has to win this game, and I think total goals by LAFC over 1.5 is minus 177. Over 1.5 for the LA Galaxies plus 165. That kind of tells me all I need to know here. I think LAFC probably wins at 2-1, 3-1, something like that. But I do think they win. I don't think that the Galaxy are going to be able to beat them if they've never won anything. They've never gotten to a final. Has Bale been playing or resting? I think they've been playing. I have guys in and out of the lineup. He's been playing some, but now in the playoffs, I think Steve Trundle is going to probably because you got to win 3 games in 3 weeks. So they've kind of kept their foot off the gas all year and still won the West by however many points. So I just don't see it here. I think LAFC wins pretty easily.
Yeah, I think you hit it right on the nose there with the fact that they've been rotating down the line. Like that's just, they kind of faltered, but they were literally resting their players, trying to avoid injury, getting ready for this situation because they knew they were going to be here. And now that they're so close, by far they have the best team in the MLS. And if they don't win the MLS Cup, it's going to be shocking because like the amount of players that they went and acquired. along with the ones they already had there, like Carlos Vela. Like, this team is just too deep. They cannot lose here. They're far better than Galaxy, and they're going to win. This is what they've been waiting for. This is where they're going to go 100% now.
Yeah, 100% agree. How about this? Antwerp plays Oostend tomorrow. Oostend is in 16th place with a -9 goal difference, and Antwerp right now in second, 30 points, can go back to 1 point clear, 1 point behind Genk, and the line is only -177. Anderlecht also plays Zulte Waregem, and then Anderlecht is, Anderlecht is, Anderlecht's only in the 9th place in the table, but this Antwerp line is weird to me. Why is it only -177? But
they've been getting lines like that all year. Like, I've taken the -120 at home when they had won like 7 when they opened the season 7-0-0, and they were just they continuously getting these cheap lines. I just don't think they don't. I think what it is they don't know how good this team really is.
I think that the books sometimes they do that in some of these leagues, and it's just. I mean, it's amazing because everything's on TV now, and you'd think people would know this stuff.
But simple standing check. Oh, these guys are what 8-9-0-2. Oh, maybe they are good. They don't have European competition to worry about. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I'm gonna actually look at something here. So Arsenal and Antwerp money lines is +134, which is pretty interesting. Offers you pretty good value. And then, is there any championship games tomorrow? No. What's the other game tomorrow? It was just those two. I think it was just those. There's a lot of Candy Becker games, but LAFC. That's right. So let me put LAFC in there. Man, Antwerp money line, Arsenal money line, LAFC money line is +302. So 3-1 odds. I will be playing that parlay when we get off the show here. I think that offers you some pretty good value. Maybe I'll throw the Cardinals in there.
just for fun.
Just for fun, yeah.
Just throw them in there. Nothing could go wrong.
Yeah, so I mean, basically, not a lot of games tomorrow. I mean, there's Basel plays Zurich.
Foxy, you gonna take Basel tomorrow?
No, yeah.
Throw them on the parlay. Let's put Basel on the parlay. God, I hate that team.
And just burn them. A lot of Serie B, second division Egypt. So it's a weird day. I mean, there's some big games, but and then there's some games that aren't real big. So yeah, I think that's probably about the best you're gonna get here. Antwerp, Arsenal, LAFC. At 302, that's pretty good. So I had a couple parlays today, so maybe I'll try to do that as well. So,
yeah, those should all be winners.
Oh, Adidas launches originals for something.
Toe shoes.
Yeah, Adidas originals like for Manchester United and who else? Arsenal. They're supposed to be doing some stuff around the World Cup, but I haven't seen too much lately.
Maybe closer in November you'll start to see it.
Yeah, let's see here. YouTube. Yeah. It's supposed to have shoes, but I don't see them here.
Maybe gonna get yourself a pair of Fred shoes?
Probably, yeah. Oh, that's some nice gear, man. Juve, Bayern Munich.
You'd not just say that to me.
Yeah, get you some Juve ones.
Yeah, that's exactly what I want. I'll hang
it up. They got these Man United Sambas. They're pretty cool.
Oh, I see. Yeah, very nice.
Yeah. So I got some Adidas.
Those are the kind of shoes I literally wear. Adidas ones that are like red and the white stripes, and that's it. Those are my shoes.
I can't even. There's about 8 billion kinds of sneakers upstairs that I have. It's like so ridiculous. I have shoes from like. I will take Basel playing bottom of the league Zurich who haven't won a game in 11. Basel surely can't mess this up. You'd think that. You would think that, wouldn't you? Basel minus 118. Oof. Just add Basel to look at that. Add Basel to that. Add Basel to that, and it gets to plus 644. That's not a bad parlay there. Maybe man.
Zurich still won the league last year. Like they gotta have some pride left in them. I don't know. I would throw Basel with the Cardinals, and let's go with the sweat buckets parlay. That's your sweat buckets parlay of the day, courtesy of AM.
Yeah, Basel's down in 7th, man. I don't know, like Zurich doesn't have any wins, but I mean,
Basel's not much in like a 10-team league.
Yeah, but I mean, Basel's not much better, Grasshopper, who's the other game? Grasshopper and Servette. Servette, who's in 2nd. So yeah, I can't trust those.
Yeah, Servette is Servette at home.
No.
Oh, okay. Then I don't want.
Servette is favored in the game.
They're good at home. I will say that. I've actually bet them a few times at home.
Let me see something here. You got let's go Basel, and you want the money line for the Cardinals or -2?
Oh, if we're doing this, the sweat your buckets, I guess we got to go -2. Come on.
Money line is plus 224.
We got to sweat out the 2 points. We need that full field goal.
Plus 255. Yeah, I wouldn't put Basel on a main parlay. Way too risky. Yeah, Foxy, he's not going to tell you this because he's a Cardinals fan, but I do they do. Hopkins back is big. They're better. They've lost some tough games. New Orleans is so banged up. Like they're just so beat up. Basel and Cardinals -2. Or if you want to be safe, but I guess you don't want to be because you're betting Basel here.
And the Cardinals.
And the Cardinals, the money line is plus 225. So it's not terrible. It's not a terrible play here. If you take the Saints,
it's the sweat one.
If you take the Saints, it's 281. So
I actually don't like the Saints as a team. I will say that. Just in general, I was low on them coming into the season.
Yeah, I thought they could be all right if Jameis wasn't hurt, but he's been so.
He might play tomorrow. That's the other thing. Like Dennis Allen came out and was like Michael Thomas out, Lattimore's out, all these other key guys out. Oh, but Jameis might be back. We don't know who's starting yet. It might be Jameis. It might be Dalton. We'll let you know tomorrow.
Yes, that's crazy.
And it might be a game time decision.
I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go Basel and Cardinals. And who's the NCAA football game?
Is there one?
Oh, App State back in it. 14-7. Yeah, Troy, South Alabama, and Virginia, Georgia Tech.
Got to take South Alabama.
I don't know. It's a tough game. Tulsa -13 at Temple. Man, maybe I'll go to a football game Friday night.
Temple just got destroyed 70-13 by UCF.
Yeah, they're terrible. They're so bad. Temple's the weirdest school in the world, man, at football. Like every once in a while they get like when Matt Rule was there, they were really good. They won like 10 games. And then
maybe he'll go back.
Nah, they said he's was he the favorite for Nebraska, maybe?
Oh, actually, I think I did hear something about that.
He gets he's owed like $40 million or something like that, so he doesn't have to do anything. Like he could just stay home and collect his money.
Then people will forget about him.
These guys are like crazy, man. They're just like they can't help them.
They breathe football.
I got $40 million, man. I can I got to the top. I coached in the NFL. I did not succeed, but I coached in the NFL. and now I have $60 million from my contract on top of all the other money I made. And I can just sit home and get paid like $6 million a year to sit at home and go fishing or go travel Europe or do whatever you like. Can you imagine like if somebody was paying me $6 million for like 5 more years to like sit at home? Like I mean, I might do this, but like I'm never like I'm not leaving my house, man, unless it's going on vacation or something. I'll send somebody for like groceries. I'll hire somebody to go to the CVS for me, man. I'm not leaving. It's crazy, man.
It's just, man, these it's like the football breed is just a different breed, man. Look at Tom Brady. I've won 7 Super Bowls. I got millions of dollars, but I'd rather lose a family than retire at the top of the game.
I heard he might quit.
He should crawl back to Giselle and just say, I'm done. I'm not even going to finish the season. Take me back.
Yeah, because they're not winning anyway, man.
Oh, they lost to the Steelers, who lost 38-3 to probably the eventual Super Bowl winner Bills.
Yeah. That's
like you're gonna go compete with that.
Yeah, you're not. You're not. Just bounce, man.
You're not even gonna win your division. Your division's a joke.
If anybody thinks less of him for bouncing on this bad team instead of, plus he has that, he's got a $375 million TV deal where you just have to show up like, a couple days a week.
Yeah, just throw a costume on and sing a few songs and collect your paycheck.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. These guys like different. They have like a different mentality, though, man. Like
I know they have to be.
But like you can't ever turn it off, and that's like an issue.
It's just crazy.
All right, well, that's pretty much it. So we found a couple games here. Hopefully, it doesn't look like anybody's watching but Foxy here. So Foxy's you're gonna put your 17 team parlays in anyway, depending on them listening to us. But yeah, it's pretty cool. We're gonna be, once again, we'll be we'll have some new stuff coming out soon. So we have to tape Wednesday? We have to tape our World Cup stuff like next week. We have to start taping it next Friday, and then the Friday after. I can't even believe it's like
it's right around the corner now. I know
it starts a month from tomorrow.
It feels like yesterday was still 2 months away.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, we're like 12 days from Thanksgiving. Halloween. I can't even my eyes are like glazing over. I'm like, I don't understand. But yeah, so we'll be back on Friday, and we'll have a lot of the weekend stuff, some of the NFL. Joe Wiz will be here yelling and screaming about something and telling us what games to pick. Make sure you follow him if you haven't. So, he's doing well with his picks. So he listens to us a lot. So, that's why he's doing so well with the soccer picks. But,
he crushes the gridiron, though. So make sure you give him a follow.
Very good. He's really, I think I said this before, but he's really good at college basketball.
It's right around the corner.
We find these games like everybody wants to talk. It's the same thing like college football. Like everybody wants to talk about Alabama, whoever, Tennessee. Well, that's a hard game to bet. But nobody wants to talk about New Mexico State and somebody or something like this. And it's just sometimes those games are easier to pick. For college basketball a lot, if you're kind of a person who stays up late and watches some of the the Mountain West or the WAC or the Big West, Long Beach State and some of these teams. I mean, there's 330 teams. You can find some games sometimes. That maybe 2 or 3 points, 4 points in your favor, and those are the games you want to target. It's hard betting North Carolina against Duke. You never know what's going to happen. Some of these other games, you kind of have a feeling what's going to happen. So
he's got your Pepperdine Pacific plays ready to go.
That's right. Pepperdine supposedly Mark Echo may come on at some point. Says the nicest school in the country, nicest campus in the country. It's written. I think it's in Malibu, right on the beach or something like that.
That's a nice area.
That's unbelievable. Yeah, so.
That's nice.
That's right. All right, so like, subscribe, ring the bell, do all that stuff, so we can keep doing all this, and we'll be back Friday at 11 to talk for games on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Thanks for watching. We will see you.